Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. Ready or not, let's do this. This is a ridiculously early morning webinar to get your day started off right. There's a little bit of mindset, a little bit of business sense, something to get your MLM, network marketing, small business, brick and mortar, online or off, up and running like a well-oiled machine. Whether you're a newbie, a seasoned veteran, or somewhere in between, there's something here for you. Good morning, welcome. My name is Minna. I'm coming to you from New York City, out in the borough of Queens. I created this ridiculously early morning webinar to push myself out of my comfort zone, share my experiences as I continue to grow my business online with the hopes of inspiring you to do the same. Let's grow into success together. How are you doing today? Today is Tuesday morning. It is February 17th. And it's snowing here in New York City. And I know a lot of you are like, well, New York City, yeah, whatever. Well, yeah, I'm happy that our city is very well prepared for the storms. So we tend to weather it. I don't know if the word ease is correct to say, but we do weather the storm. We just plow through. That's what we do. I hope that all my fellow Northeasterners are doing well and they are weathering the storm well. It's winter. We just got to deal with it, right? Anywho, for today's mindset, I've been inspired a lot by Les Brown. I did hear one of his talks over the weekend, and I think I'm going to do that. That will be my focus this week. Each day this week, that remains this week, I'm going to do a little bit of mindset based on something from Les Brown. Les Brown is a motivational speaker. He's an amazing motivational speaker. He can get you up and roaring. For today's mindset portion, I'm going to share with you something that inspired me way back when I started. And I created when I started doing videos, I created a video based on what Les Brown spoke about. And it's about where you find the greatest treasures. A place where the greatest treasures are found. And what Les Brown says this place is the cemetery. Now think about it. Cemetery is a place where poems were never written. Songs were never sung. Cures for cancer were never put out there. Ideas that never came to fruition. Babies that were never born. A cemetery is a place of untapped potential. And that is a huge tragedy. So why does this happen? Why do so many people who have all this creativity, all this potential in them, how come it never comes to fruition? And what I had spoken about on that video is that because of mindset, of what people are thinking and how it translates into their behaviors. There is a mindset of fear where there's a fear of failure, there's a fear of, well, nobody's going to like my idea, or what, I can't, there's a fear because I will never accomplish this. And that fear, things like that fear stops a person in his tracks. I related a little bit more because what's coming to my head as I speak about this is the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset that we've been talking about in past webinars. So if you have that fixed mindset and you have this limited set of beliefs, and that could contribute to fear. With a fixed mindset, as we spoke about earlier, is that a person with a fixed mindset believes that, a person is born with talent and that can't be developed and people are just lucky and I can't do this and I can't do that. And that creates roadblocks to your success. Whereas if you're thinking of a growth mindset, which is a mindset that takes action and realizes it's not me, I'm not going to take things personally when I try something and I fail at it. I'm going to reanalyze what steps I took. I probably missed a step here, and I'm going to do it again. So that has a lot to do with what I am speaking about right now. You have your fear mindset that keeps you trapped and not moving forward versus the growth mindset that helps you move forward. And in this video, I spoke about 3 steps to untap your limited potential. And the first step is to analyze your thoughts. And a good question to ask yourself as a thought enters your brain is this thought serving me? Is it going to strengthen me, or is it going to debilitate me? Is that thought about, for example, you are in a network marketing company and you need to call people, or you've gotten a lead and now you're scared to call them. And say the thought enters your brain and says, well, that person's going to reject me. Well, you ask your question, is this thought going to strengthen me or debilitate me? That thought's going to debilitate you. A better thought to change it into is that, well, I'm going to call this lead and I'm going to take it from the perspective as a consultant and see how best I can help this person. And even if this person is not interested in my opportunity, I'm not going to take it personally, because the next person I call might be the person, because I get to work with the people I want to work with in my business, because I am an effective, resourceful, creative, and productive entrepreneur, and a very successful entrepreneur. Now, how does that thought make you feel versus the one before that? This thought makes you feel a little bit better. It strengthens you. So you want to think thoughts that strengthen you. That is the first thing to untap to untap your limitless potential is to work on your mindset, work on your thoughts. The second thing to untap your limitless potential is to never stop learning. I believe in everlasting learning. We always have the opportunity to learn. So follow leaders, people that you like, that resonate with you, and do what they do. Now, you can't really replicate exactly what they do, but you can model what they do. Like, say, one of the leaders I follow is Diane Hochman. And there are 3 steps that she does every single day for her success. She emails her lists, she creates a piece of content, and she connects with 10 people a day. So that is something that I can model. I can do the same thing. I can email my list, but I'm not going to copy her emails and make them mine. I'm going to create my own emails so they know who Minna is. Because that is the beauty in emailing your list, is that your people get to know you and they get to like you and trust you. So I'm going to email my list like Diane emails her list, but I'm going to email my content, my value, what I'm going to provide for them, what I know and I can share with them. Create a piece of content. Diane likes to do videos, and I like to do videos, but she does her videos one way. I do my videos in a different way. So she's doing videos, but I'm not going to copy her videos or what she does in her videos. I'm going to do my own videos. So I'm going to create my own videos. But I also write blogs. She also creates blogs. We do sort of similar things, but the content that we provide is different, but it is valuable. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is to connect with people, 10 people a day. So you can do it across social media. She connects a lot. She connects with a lot of people through Facebook. I like Twitter. I like Instagram, and I do also like Facebook. So I do a little bit of a mix when I try to connect with people. So that is an example of modeling what a leader does, but not copying exactly what they do, but you're modeling what they do. You're following them and you're doing what they're doing so that you can have your success as well. So, and number 3 is apply what you learned and share it. So when you're on a webinar, when you go to a conference, you learn a lot of stuff and you write it down in your notebooks. And then you bring it down, you bring your notebook, and your notebook stays there sealed. Ray Higdon teaches that what you wrote in those notebooks are uncashed checks. So it's your responsibility to share that stuff. And you can create a whole bunch of content from the stuff that you learned. And when you continually share value, people start to see you as valuable. And when you do this consistently, day in and day out, people are going to notice. So that is the 3 things that you can do to untap your limitless potential. Analyze your thoughts, never stop learning, and apply what you learn and share it. Those are 3 things for your mindset. Okay, so now the one thing I want to leave with you is this, is that success does not happen overnight. It's a process. It takes time. Just over the weekend, I was speaking with some friends, and we were talking about a friend of ours who is in network marketing, and he has been through many, many companies in network marketing. Now he's found one, and he's actually now seen success, but it took time. And they know that I'm also doing something similar, and I'm putting myself out there, and I'm branding myself out there in the internet space. And I said, look, it takes time. It's a process. You need to be consistent. I say, you see how he was day in and day out just doing it and talking to people about his opportunity and doing presentations and getting people into his business. It's a process. It takes time. This is not something that's an overnight thing. The people that you see that tend to be overnight successes, you got to think and remember that they started like you and myself. And they just forged forward, and they just were consistent, and they kept moving ahead, and they applied these 3 steps towards their success in some way, form, shape, or form, but they did it, and you can do it too. So that's the inspiration for mindset that I want to leave with you this morning. Stay consistent and never give up. And now it's time for the business sense moment. And I'm going to share with you 5 steps to becoming more positive, because mindset in your business is 80%, while 20% is all the technicalities and stuff that you do to grow your business online. How you think, your thoughts influences your behaviors and your actions. And if you start thinking more positively, it's going to have a benefit for your business. The person who wrote this article, his name is Michael Jacobs. He writes that when he started to apply these 5 tips to becoming more positive, he saw a dramatic change in his business and in his outlook on life. And now he's very successful. He's a very successful entrepreneur and speaker and coach. So I'm going to list these 5 tips, and I'm going to talk a little bit about each. And the first one is to express gratitude. The second is to be a giver. The third is to control your breath. The fourth is to visualize success. And the 5th thing is to meditate. Those are the 5 steps to becoming more positive. The first is to express gratitude. Now, gratitude is an amazing thing to have. And he suggests doing it in the morning. I do it in the morning as well. I tend to be very spiritual. I believe in God, that's me. And I start my morning expressing gratitude and giving thanks. You can do the same, whether you're religious or not. You can list 10 things that you're grateful for when you get up in the morning. You can say them out loud, or you can think about them, but it's better you say them out loud. Announce them to the universe, what you're grateful for. You can be grateful even for the little things. Like this morning, it's a snowy morning. I'm grateful for the snow, even though I'm not too thrilled about snow, but I'm grateful for it. There's a reason it's out there. Grateful for the heat that we have in our apartment. Even though I'm a little bit bundled up here, but I tend to get colder than most people. Grateful that we have a roof over our head, we have food in our refrigerator. Grateful for even the little things, to have a functioning computer and working internet, that I may be able to sit here and work from home and hold these webinars in the morning. Just so there's a little bit examples of stuff that I am grateful for. Other things that you can be grateful for, that you can walk, that you can see, that you can breathe and hear. Things that we tend to take for granted. I'm grateful for being able to have shakes in the morning. I love shakes. Things like that, even the ridiculous things. When you list things that you're grateful for, you bring that positive energy towards you, and you start your day off right. The next thing to becoming more positive is to be a giver, to be generous. Diane Hookman teaches to never be afraid to give your best content away. And why is that? It's because people can't execute that information without you, because it's something that you exclusively created, something that you discovered. And so you can give that away because people can't do it without you. But other examples of being a giver is that if you see somebody in need on the street, especially in this cold, where the homeless will tend to retreat to the subways, get them a cup of coffee and a bagel. You know, they will more than appreciate it. They do say thank you. I mean, it has been my experience when I've done that, where the person will say thank you or God bless you. They will truly appreciate that. When you become a giver, you take the focus off yourself, especially if you're feeling crappy and something just didn't go well that day, or you didn't have a good day at work, or your performance evaluation sucked. And rather than taking those bad feelings and keeping them within you, release that and focus on helping somebody else. How can I make how can I make somebody's day better today? And do that. Find somebody who is in need. Buy them a cup of coffee. Or if you're in Starbucks, pay for somebody behind you and have them pay it forward. Be a giver. When you're a giver and you're generous, you'll be generous with the value that you have to contribute. And that is going to bring more positive energy into your life. Number 3 is to control your breath. When I was still in corporate and I was, and it was coming towards, I knew I was going to get terminated from my job. I was very negative. I was very upset, and I was just, it was not a happy time for me in that life. And I went to see a doctor, a naturopath, and he said to me, "You don't know how to breathe." And I was like, "What?" He says, "You don't know how to breathe." He said, "The majority of people breathe like they're dogs. They pant like dogs. And as a result of that, you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain, and that's affecting your ability to breathe and your outlook." And I was really surprised by that, but he taught me how to breathe. And it's important that you learn how to breathe effectively. And people can do that when they meditate, which is another step in this process here. But it's important that you learn how to breathe, to take some deep breaths. And what he taught me was the 8, you can, you take in a breath, you breathe in deeply and you count to 8 slowly, and you hold it in for 4, and then you release it for 6. And that you can do that at least 3 or 4 times when you start your day, or during the day if you're feeling a little bit, anxious. You just sit down and quiet and breathe deeply. So you can apply that also to becoming more positive. So breathing, controlling your breath. And you could also apply this in different situations when you're feeling anxious or there's stressful situations. You could take a moment and take several deep breaths. And getting that extra oxygen into your brain is going to help you in the long run. The 4th tip to becoming more positive is to visualize your success. Create vision boards. A lot of successful people have vision boards of what they want in their lives in the near future. You could write a journal and cut out pictures from magazines, or download pictures from the internet, or have vision boards on your Pinterest account. But visualize success. And that is also a step into becoming more positive. And the 5th and the last step to becoming more positive is to meditate, to have some time to meditate and think positive things, think things that are going to help you move forward and not hold you back. So there are many ways you can meditate. There are people who, they do yoga, or people, do what works for you. But have a quiet time to meditate or to sit in silence and think good thoughts. It could be positive affirmations. You can meditate on, today is going to be a successful day. Meditate on, I am a productive, successful, resourceful, creative entrepreneur. Things like that, to focus on the positive and take away the negative. So we've come to the end of our business sense portion for this ridiculously early morning webinar. If you enjoyed what I shared with you today, give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so that you're updated every time I put up a new video or have a new hangout. And share with a friend or two. Visit me on my blog on minnagpolikibai.com, and we can continue the conversation there. Thanks again for stopping by on this ridiculously early morning webinar. Rise and shine, ready or not, let's do this. My name is Minna, coming to you from New York City. See you tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel. Thanks again for stopping by. Take care, folks. Take care.